Hey, it is your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. We are zooming in and focusing a little bit more in depth on the phase in a relationship with a narcissist or a psychopath, and that is the initial phase of the relationship that is called love bombing. Love bombing is when you feel euphoria, bliss, your soulmate has arrived, the answer to your prayers have just manifest in your life. This person seems to be euphoria in in a knight in shining armor, or a blissful woman in just the most radiant smile. Everything about this individual seems to be the perfect match for you. You feel like you've met your soulmate, or somebody who makes you laugh, someone who you feel you can be yourself with, or who treats you just the way you've wanted to be treated, or gives you exactly what it is that you need. Whether it's a night out on the town, a cozy weekend together, a vacation, maybe they give you professional support, they give you drugs, whatever it is. There's a lot of different phases of relationships that we have seen from a narcissist or a psychopath. And this individual in the beginning of the relationship seems to give you whatever it is that you need. And I know we have the whole gamut of healthy, unhealthy relationships here, or where the love bombing was quote unquote healthy or unhealthy. But looking back, one thing about the love bombing is that there was a certain degree of pathological lying that is going on, or a certain amount of deliberate and calculated cunning and deception that was going on behind the mask of the narcissist. And it's not just somebody who is putting their best foot forward. It's not someone who is just pulling themselves together for you. It's not someone who is cleaning up their act and all of a sudden becoming responsible because they want more out of life. And they genuinely have this inside. The issue with the narcissist, the issue with the psychopath, is that there's a calculated deception going on. And especially with the psychopath, there is a deliberate and calculated mask and deception and concealment that is going on with the things that they say, the things that they do, and the language that they use, which is designed to take one over a little bit psychologically and get you physically addicted to them. And where should we start? Let's just start with the most severe case, which is in the event of the psychopath. A psychopath oftentimes will engage in the love bombing phase, where they will seem very attractive, very charming, like a knight in shining armor, or the most gorgeous woman who you've ever met. They just seem to ooze this charisma, this sexual appeal. You feel very much put at ease, and this person has a very sort of smooth, glib confidence. They don't seem to really have anything flaw. No, they seem to have a perfection about them, a smoothness with the way that they talk. Their energy just seems to be very laid back or cool or very vivacious, and this is attractive to you. However, you realize also that in the situation with a psychopath, that oftentimes there's a high sexual charge about them as well. They seem to be very comfortable with teasing and kind of seducing you, being very provocative. And also in this phase, you will find that they somehow get you to lower your guard, lower your boundaries, and really up your risk for reward mechanism within you. In other words, sort of break your own rules, go against your own values, dismiss your own inner voice, or go against your gut feeling. In other words, you knew that something wasn't right, but for this person, I will do this. This doesn't seem like I should be doing this, but yet I think it's worth it for this person. So you begin to make these judgment calls, and toggling back and forth between the good and the bad, in violating of yourself, and in order, or even societal norms, rules, regulations that are naturally in place to protect people. But you find yourself violating these or going against these principles for this person because they, quote unquote, are worth it. They are so charming. They have something about them that is different from most people, and it seems very positive in the beginning. And yet, this individual oftentimes will be grooming their prey in order to be basically transfixed on them, where they feel almost a state of euphoria, focus, and transfixing, which means they're magnetically attracted and magnetically focused on this person. There seems to be something about them and a certain excitement brews. This love bombing could take the course of be very immediate, or it might have gone on for a couple weeks or a couple of years before this person basically decided to make their move on you, and you begin to culminate and go forward in the relationship with this person. It might be someone in the community or your workplace, or a connected family, a friend of a family member or something, where you find that that's, you thought this was just a regular person, a regular Sally, a regular Joe, and you found, wow, this person is remarkable. And oftentimes in this relationship, you will find that there is some sort of element about them that makes you feel for them. In other words, feel sorry. Oftentimes a psychopath will love bomb in a situation where they get you to give up your empathy, give up your compassion, give up your heart to them. They might be telling you a sob story about their past relationship or their upbringing, or how they lost all their money, or they lost their home, or this and this person had left them, kicked them to the curb, and they were a good person, and then they never did this, they never did that. So you begin to open up your heart, and they begin to draw you in this way. And this is really the psychopath who is testing you and grooming you deliberately in the love bombing phase of the relationship. And they are doing this because they are then getting into really how they're testing you out for your thought patterns, what you value, and really what you need. So they're able to very quickly perceive and determine what you need. So whether it is that what you're missing in your life could be, a gentleman to open up the door for you. Well, here comes your knight in shining armor. He figures out all he has to do is open up the door for you, and you're, so appreciative. And he's like, I have her hooked. But yet you'll find that he doesn't give you flowers. He doesn't, give you birthday gifts. He doesn't do certain things. There's a huge deficit, and there's a huge void, contrary to how they make you feel and then how they end up really treating you, especially in the love bombing phase. They might see that you need, someone to listen to or to cry to, so that they will become that person, but they're really just observing you. You'll find that oftentimes they're not afraid. They are not resistive when most people would be resistive. They're not responsive to other needs and relationships from others. In other words, they'll seem like, well, I'll drop everything for you. And, most people would not be doing this, but yet here's this person who kind of stands out from the crowd. And this is because the psychopath, they do not have the same connection to others. I mean, particularly other, in terms of being responsible to people, they do not feel the same sort of responsibility and accountability. So when they are targeting and scoping somebody out for a relationship, they'll make you feel like you're the one and only. They're dropping everything else for you. They're giving you their undivided attention. This oftentimes is not the case. Now, and that's just a brief glimmer of what the love bombing phase looks like. Again, the psychopath is going to be sussing you out in the beginning, determining really what you need to hear, how you need to be treated, and then they really kind of proliferate and they blow that out in the relationship while they get you hooked, addicted, and then begin their cryptic sort of communication and things of that nature. But furthermore, breaking you down, oftentimes exhausting you, so you really become defenseless, or you don't have your wits about you in order to protect yourself. And the narcissist, with their love bombing, it's very much the same way, where they seem to be very affable, very easy to get along with, and very, very social. But yet there's not, it's all a show, it's a sham, it's a role that they're playing. And as you know, in love, I mean, there's true love, and true love can't be refuted. True love is there in many ways. I mean, it's there when you're sick, it's there when you're down, it's there to be supportive and nurturing. It's not something that's sarcastic, sardonic, critical judgment. It doesn't mean that, your true love won't give you constructive criticism, but we're talking about a judgment where someone is trying to basically say that you are inferior to them and there's something about you inherently that makes you inferior. So you begin to learn and determine this after the narcissist has you hooked, or part of their posse, part of their group, which really I find that most people begin to have relationships out of convenience. And I don't want to say just the fair weather friend, but kind of like this. It's just a very shallow shell of a relationship that basically you can feel as the relationship goes on after that love bombing stage, where it feels like, you're the best of friends, or this person is just right for you. It's just really what they're then designed to take from you. And they will even go as far as to lie and cheat behind your back and just wonder, what's the big deal? Oftentimes they will just dismiss their personality as, it's just the way that I am, and this is how the smart people roll, this is how the wealthy people roll. They'll give you some sort of excuse as to why they're just so disrespectful. It's peace and harmony with you here today. I hope these videos do help, and I hope you see how this lack of empathy and sense of superiority oftentimes really breaks down, or really breaks apart after the love bombing phase from a narcissist or a psychopath. Please share, please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support.